Good afternoon, our viewers. Welcome to yet another edition of Hot Coffee Chat with Dorcas. We want to thank you for being lovely, wonderful viewers. And today we have in studio a very beautiful female, very intelligent, very warmly. So before we enter into our topic of discussion, maybe we just get her full names and who she's all about. So maybe just tell the viewers who your names are and yeah.
Well, first, thank you so much for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you, and I'm very, very much glad to be here. Yeah. So, my name is Cecilia.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about women's rights. I actually, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Cecilia is so passionate about women's rights. So you might want to know more of her.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. So my passion about women's rights has driven me to do certain things for women.
Yeah.
So currently I'm running the organization called the Women Rise and Soul. It's
Women Rise
and Soul Association.
Rise and Soul.
Yes, Rise and Soul. Yes. So the organization is young. Yes. But we believe that we will be growing with time.
Oh, yes.
But basically, we're passionate about women. It's all about women's rights, about encouraging women to know who they are, self-discovery, and to pursue greater things in life.
Wow. So before we get into the details, welcome to the show, Pastor Wanda, our wonderful Wanda.
It's always a pleasure and very powerful and nice to be in this show.
Yeah.
It's just therapeutic to me also, so I always look forward to Thursday.
No matter what happened yesterday, hot coffee just gives you a smile.
Wow, it does. That's
yeah.
true.
So today's topic is all about a positive confession. How a positive confession can help you overcome certain situations in your life, that you do not magnify what you are going through, but keep the confession in you positive and keep the self-talk so that you become just a better person. So we'll just break it down into that. So Cecilia, like the word positive confession, how would you make it clear to the viewers that positive confession really does therapy on people and it has worked for many people?
Yes. Well, positive confession. Positive confession is very important.
Oh, yes.
It is very important. And you know, let me just talk about some things that work well. They work relatively with positive confession.
Yeah.
Yes, because we understand that, you know, before you speak something out, you probably have to believe it somewhere.
So
Okay.
there has to be
Yeah.
a belief system
Yes.
inside you. It not come outside from anybody. It starts right within you. What do you believe in even before you confess?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Exactly like you have said. So it's relative to what you believe in your mind, what you think of yourself. Because you find that if you feed your mind with all the negativity, you will confess all the negativity.
That's true.
Isn't that right, Pastor
Yeah,
Wanda?
it's very right, because even the Bible says that
Yes.
as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And we also know that before you confess or before you speak, actually when we're talking about confession, it's in a different dimensions.
Yes.
It can be confessing your sins, it
Yes.
can be just making a declaration, using your mouth to speak. So when you are speaking something, when you are confessing something, just like my sister Cecilia was saying, you cannot confess anything without believing in your heart.
Exactly.
So there are two components that are involved in positive confession, actually three that are involved in positive confession. The first one is your mind. You have to conceive it in your mind. You have to purpose in your mind that I will think positively, and I will
Yes.
talk positively about myself. So it has to first begin with your mind. Then it comes to your heart, where you believe it. When your mind conceives it, your heart must believe it. After that you have believed, then you it proceeds out of your mouth, and that's what is called confession. And because of these three dimensions of it, it just brings out a power which we are calling the power of positive confession. It brings a power that brings about results which are
when
positive.
that power comes, I do
yes.
believe that it attracts a good energy into your life. Yeah.
So, like Pastor Wanda is just saying,
Yeah.
you have to have that preconceived image about yourself.
Oh yes.
So, before you even start saying, okay, I'm able, I'm powerful, I can achieve that, I can achieve this, you have to have that image of greatness in your mind. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to pursue the entrepreneurship and you want to succeed in that, you first of all have to have it in your mind to say, I am a successful entrepreneur.
Oh yes.
If you are in other kinds of arts, if you are in employment, you have to have it first of all in your mind to say, I am big at this, I am successful at this. You create that. Exactly.
Oh yes.
You create that image about yourself, and when you have it all planted in your mind, it will be easy for you to say it. Yes.
It's really amazing.
Yes.
So like even people who are in the corporate world, you are a working mother, you are a working husband, either way, then you are going through certain things at work. Maybe you are coming from a broken home, then also things at work are a bit shaky. But what will sustain your energy is the positive confession. No matter what situation you are going through, keep on confessing good. As you keep on confessing positively, somehow something just turns around into a beautiful story. So don't give up on your dreams and everything. And
Just remember that we are what God says we are. We are not what circumstances and situations around us seemingly defines. We are what God says we are. And in order for us to tap into what God says we are, we need to believe what God says we are. And after that we have believed what God says we are, then we begin to practice to speak it. As you begin to practice to speak it, believe it, conceive it, speak it, believe it, conceive it. Before you know it, you start walking in what you have said. It's not possible that things will just happen brukutu for you. No. You have to be intentional about it. You know, something amazing about confession. There's something that it does. Like for example, when the scriptures in Romans is saying that you confess with Romans 10 verse 9 and 10. It says that you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord and he rose from the dead. And just that confession, it guarantees you heaven.
Wow.
Just that confession, that belief in your heart.
I've seen that a positive confession brings upon you a certain level of peace in you.
Exactly.
All that panic
It
goes away.
liberates
it's so
you.
therapeutic. No matter what you have gone through, just put it and say, I'm going to confess positive about this situation. And you just find yourself having that inner peace.
Confession. Because we know that when we are talking about power, we are talking about energy, we are talking about ability, we are talking about capacity. So when there is confession, the power behind that confession, like I have said, it's something that even guarantees you heaven. And other than that, it breaks the power of what was pressing you. You know, when you are trying to hide and say that things are well when they are not well, you continue to be enslaved by whatsoever. Actually it's bondage. You make wrong decision. That's true.
You just be...
It breaks.
It breaks.
It breaks the oppression.
Yes.
Yeah. Like for example, you know, when for example you are living in sin, or there's a certain lie, or there's a certain weakness about you.
Yeah.
You say, I'm not going to lie again. Like within yourself, your conscience just wants you and say, I'm not going to lie again. You tell it to yourself. You find yourself doing it again. So you keep feeling those uncomfortable feelings, like I told myself I'm not going to do this,
Now it all
and then I
comes back
found
to feeling
Exactly.
you don't trust yourself, you are disappointed
You
in
are
yourself,
disappointed with yourself.
which you should not do.
And you fail to forgive yourself because every time you purpose to say, I'm not going to do this again, you find yourself doing it again. It could be alcohol abuse. It could be maybe some other indulgence, which even yourself you're not proud of.
Yeah.
But the moment you confess it, maybe to your friend or to your pastor or to a leader that you look up to and say, I have this weakness and I want to overcome it. You confess it and you begin to speak how you want to come out of it. It just breaks that power. You find that you will not do it again because you spoke it and you believe that you can overcome it. That's the
And
power
also
behind
now that
it.
we are winding up the year, people may have had things work out for them, right? Others may have not been. But what would you encourage the viewers, like in line with positive confession? There's a new year coming through, and there are very few days remaining in the year. There's still something that can still happen through a positive confession.
You are very right.
Yeah.
I believe that it's never too late. Okay, the year may have been bad. I've heard a lot of things said about the year, because we've been experiencing the coronavirus and the like, and a lot of people have had it bad actually. They've had a lot of potholes, a lot of delayments because of the virus that hit the world. But it's never too late.
That's true.
It is never too late. We can be remaining with maybe just a month and some weeks before this year ends. And things may have been bad, they may have been terrible. It's never late. What I can say is that don't give up.
Don't give up.
Do not give up. Continue confessing positively. Okay? Confess positively what you believe that you want to have it. What you believe that you are. Confess it.
Speak it.
Even if the situation around looks as if you're just
And some people
dreaming.
think you're crazy.
You're crazy, you're just dreaming, you're just wishing for certain things, but speak it, confess it. Because another thing that we learn is that our words are very powerful.
That's true.
Our words are very powerful. Our words are like creators. Okay? What we speak into the atmosphere, we begin to attract it.
That's true.
It begins to hear us and it begins to come to us.
That's true. And actually, that's the work of the universe. We task it by our words. If you are going to say that, things are so bad, things are so bad,
And that
the year
energy
is
keeps
bad.
growing.
So you are going to be releasing that energy of bad into the universe, and the universe will be attracting only bad people to you, bad deals to you, everything bad
So
will be
even
coming
your
to you.
positive confession can actually give you the right association.
That's true.
It can give you the right association, it will give you confidence to face tomorrow, and it will bring all the right things.
Wow.
So whatever it is, confess the right thing. Confess the positive.
Even when people don't believe in you, it has to be from inside you.
It
You
starts
know
from you.
yourself. Like
Not
the world can
outside in.
despise you. They may walk away from you. They may reject you. But remember who you are inside you and say, I am great. I'm an overcomer. I am going to conquer it all, and you're going to make it. So
And
it's
as long as you
amazing.
are breathing, there is hope for tomorrow. If you feel like this is the end for you, and there's a heartbeat in your chest, just know that it's not the end.
Exactly.
Just know that
And
God
you know,
has something great for
As
you.
we are counting down the days to go into another year, these very few days can be so miraculous.
That's
It
true.
depends on what you are talking about every day. If me and Wanda want to go to the Bahamas in December, we just keep on confessing it, praying over it. It depends how you work on your confession, because you have to manage your confession.
That's true.
And what people do not usually have is the skill of managing their positive confession.
That's true.
Sometimes you may confess that you are in the light, but the things around you are so dark, and it's so scary to step out.
That's true.
But maybe you're just a miracle away into your prosperity or your healing. So how can you tell the viewers to say, this is how you can manage your positive confession? Because it's easy to confess, but they keep on seeing and they're waiting.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
It's
I
tricky.
wouldn't lie to anyone because there are times when you want to say something good, and then there's another voice in your mind which is telling you, no, 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 just look at yourself, look at everything happening around
Yeah.
you. Are you sure about that? Okay? And yes, just like you said, there could be somebody in that position right now thinking, there's that thing that keeps on coming to my mind, it keeps on haunting. Yes, it's traumatizing. But what I really want to say about myself is this: if you're in that situation, just know that it happens to a lot of people.
And you are not
Yes,
the first one.
you are not the first one. What I can tell you is this. I'm reminded of a certain book by Joyce Meyer, The Battlefield of Mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very
Yes.
good piece. There.
Just
Yeah.
know that that's a battle. Okay, so now what happens when you are in battle? Let's take, for instance, in the olden days when there used to be all these wars, there's always two people fighting. Huh? There's
Yeah.
always two teams. These ones fighting and the other ones fighting. So that, just know that that other voice in your mind is the opposition.
Your opponent.
Yes, that is your opponent. And you have to fight against that.
I was taking that people have to understand how their mind works. You have to come to a place of realization. Some people walk 50 years, their life, but they have the mind. You don't just wake up. You don't even want to appreciate the worth of your mind, the strength in your mind. The way God made us, there are certain special traits in your mind that are not in mine.
Yeah.
So people need to understand, how is my mind, like how does it operate? And when you understand the levels of sensitivity, understanding, it just brings you to a place of empowerment by yourself. You don't
Yeah.
need someone to empower you, because by then when you realize that this is my mind, it can go as
The
deep.
thing is, if someone empowers you,
Yeah.
when you have not yet started leveraging on the power of your mind, the fact that you go back to zero,
Yes.
the chances that you go back to zero are very high. It's like winning lotto when you're not prepared for a 2 million. It has never crossed your mind what you can do with a 2 million.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we are thanking God for today's rains. It's making sense also with the coffee.
Yeah.
So one even as we are winding up, maybe just speak to the women who could be going through issues of failing to confess positively. Just encourage them on that line quickly, and then you can also say something inspiring. Yeah, in a few minutes.
Ladies, I can encourage you. It's not easy to come to a place of confession. And it's not to any person that you can open up and begin to confess. Because sometimes if you just open up to anybody, it can be even more traumatizing, because some people cannot handle the things that you would want to tell them. So they go about publicizing your secrets. They will go about talking about it instead of praying with you, instead of standing with you and showing you the way. So you need to identify people with credibility that can stand with you even after you've spoken to them about your weakness or spoken to them about a secret that is bothering you. Find people that can stand with you, that can pray with you, that can help you through the process into the next level of your life. So, but just know that because it's not easy, therefore it is powerful. So find a way, no matter how hard it is, find a way to do it, because it's going to set you free and it will take you into the next season of your life. Thank you so much.
Cecilia.
Let me say this: no matter where you are, no matter what point you are at in life, I'm just going to leave you with this. I'll go back to it. Create that image of yourself.
Oh yes.
Create that
That's
power
very
image
powerful.
about yourself. Create that positive image about yourself. No matter what is saying no, no matter that battle that comes to your mind and says no, that's a lie. Speak back to it, because that's a battle of the mind.
Fight it
The
back.
only way you can fight it back is by you also thinking something positive.
Oh yes.
Okay?
Wow.
Something opposite to the negativity. If it says you are sick, what's the opposite? I am fine.
I'm well.
If it says
healthy.
you are weak, what's the opposite? I am strong. So create that positive picture, that positive image about yourself, and continue speaking it, continue confessing it, just continue doing it. And you will see that with time, that's what will become. That's what you will become. Yes.
So our viewers, we want you to appreciate the worth of your mind and the use of your mouth, that you may positively confess each and every day. We were wearing some t-shirts. It's an event that we're going to be having on Saturday. A Good Woman Institute is hosting a workshop for women. There's going to be alignment and everything. So if you want to step out and have fun with the ladies, do come through at Aroma Gardens, Sebo Road in Kablonga. It's going to be hosted by Pastor Wanda. So do join us. The tickets are going at 100 kwacha each. So thank you so much, our viewers, for today's edition. See you next Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.